Okay, I decided to make this video to basically, it all started with my dad and I arguing over who did what during this wreck and who was where and who was airborne and who was not airborne. So I basically decided to figure out who was doing what and where they were and how everything went down in this breakdown of this video here. And I decided to upload it onto YouTube because I figured with the argument that my dad and I had, it's probably likely that there's people out there who are very curious about this. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you guys and walk through and pausing it periodically to break down exactly what happened here. So basically, just to start off, this wreck is actually four completely separate, unrelated wrecks. I'll pause it right here to point out who we have in the screen right now. Right up here in the blue is Servia. Right next to him is Andretti. Back here is Tagliani. And this would be Graham Rahal. In the yellow is Hunter Ray. Right here in the middle is Hinchcliffe. Over here is Castroneves. Back here is Sato. And right here is Wade Cunningham of the 17 car. And this is in the middle here is James Hinchcliffe of the 06 car. And right behind him is Hildebrand in the number 4 car. So I'm going to play, basically what's going to happen here is Hinchcliffe is going to come out slightly. You can't tell in this video, but he comes out slightly and taps the front left wheel of Wade Cunningham and really knocks him out of alignment and gets him out of control. So that's going to happen, and he's going to collect up these cars behind here. So let's watch this. He starts to lose control. He's wobbling. And then right now we got Wade Cunningham sliding in front of Hildebrand, who's now going to launch over the top of him. In the meantime, who we have over here, who we're about to collect up, is Howard of the 15 car. That's Jay Howard of the 15 car. Right behind Howard, you have Danica Patrick. She's pretty obvious because she's got the bright green car that you can't miss. So they come together, and you see how Danica Patrick is just barely able to avoid this by slowing down in just the nick of time. Outside here trying to escape, obviously he may not even realize this by this time, but that's the number 22 of Townsend Bell. It looks like he should be able to shoot right past here, but these guys shoot outboards so fast that they collect him up too. And out they go, and there you could see some of this wreckage runs into Townsend Bell, so he gets it too. So that's those four right there. That is a wreck that could have been just 4 cars, and that could have been the end of it. And the rest of these cars haven't really been, directly affected by these guys physically. But basically, it's up for debate, but there's a lot of people that said, well, some of these people slowed down and others didn't, so that's how they rear-ended. After watching this video a whole bunch of times, it appears to me like some of the car, I think it's a combination of cars trying to slow down as fast as they can in combination with the cars being peppered by car parts, flying off the wall, flying off these cars, and when they hit the ground, and you roll over them, you're going to get so much damage to your car and loss of traction that it's going to be hard to control this. But what you have, I'll break down the next wrecks for you this way. Well, there's actually 2 separate wrecks that are about to happen right here simultaneously, and they're completely unrelated. So we'll do them one at a time. Up here in the light green car, you have Thomas Schechter. He is way outboard and probably desperately trying to get inboard as much as possible to get around this wreck. And so he's trying to slow down. He's trying to get inboard. He's probably being showered by more debris than anybody else. And back here, coming up strong and trying to get around these cars, is Paul Tracy. So here's Paul Tracy. He is in the, let's see, what number was he? I don't even have it right now, but this, oh, there he is, number 8. Here's the number 8 of Paul Tracy. He's coming up behind, but as Scheckter loses control, Tracy's not going to be able to slow down fast enough. So here he comes. Here's Scheckter slowing down, Tracy coming up. And then right here, look down here. What we have here is Lloyd going. He slowed down fast enough. It looked like Lloyd. That's Alex Lloyd. He probably would have avoided a wreck here, maybe, or maybe not. Who knows? But he's slowing down, and right behind him is Will Power. 10:30. Oh, that's my Mac. Sorry about that, guys. It's 10:30. Will Power's coming up so fast, he actually tips Alex Lloyd's back rear right tire with his front left tire. And I believe that starts a situation with Will Power where he just probably lost control of his car right there. And you'll see Paul Tracy get into Thomas Scheckter about the same time that Will Power just plows into both of them and goes airborne. He gets really airborne. So let's watch this wreck unfold. There's the tip. You see the smoke come up. Paul Tracy hits Scheckter, and Will Power blasts into him and airborne. He does a kick flip if you're a skateboarding fan. And that's the second wreck that I wanted to point out. So let's back up. That's the second independent wreck. Now let's go into the third wreck that actually led to the death of Dan Wheldon. Okay, we're back where everybody's kind of straight back here. These two red cars here, that's Dixon and Franchitti. They avoid wrecking their cars completely, along with Danica Patrick. These 3 cars avoid the carnage. Right next to them is Vitor Mira. What I believe happens to him is he starts to lose control of his car. I believe mostly because he's getting showered with all the debris from the first wreck. I really believe that, because he's an experienced driver. Dixon and Franchitti were able to maintain control of their car, but Vitor wasn't. It just looks a lot to me like he was just getting peppered with so much stuff that he probably had some mechanical difficulties keeping control of his car. And directly behind him is Kimball. Kimball is trying to slow down, and it looks like he's unable. He just gets caught in a rock in a hard place. You'll see later what I'm talking about. He cannot avoid this at all. But he's trying to slow down right behind Vitor Mira, who loses control of his car. And over here in the green car, you have this would be EJ Viso. EJ Viso is coming up fast. I'm not sure if he thought he could bypass all this by going down low. It looks like it to me, but what he doesn't realize is he's got 2 cars that are about to sideswipe him big time. So that's pretty much what happens. As Kimball tries to slow down and avoid hitting Vitor Mira, he turns left and just slams into EJ. They both slam into EJ, and somehow Franchitti gets out unscathed. So let's watch that real quick. Now right behind him is Dan Wheldon. Dan Wheldon might be fixated on these 3 cars and thought maybe he can get underneath them too. Maybe that's why there wasn't much of a slowdown. But you could see how it just doesn't work out with the cars losing control and sliding down. Oh, let's go back to the beginning here. Oh, where are we? Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So right there's all the impacts. You can see where Dan Wheldon hits and just goes airborne. Let me back it up a little bit. What you see here, here's Vitor Mira losing control. Kimball's thinking, oh, I gotta really slow down and get left so I can avoid this. And EJ Viso tries to dart down there and just gets collected up by him. And then Dan Wheldon just hits it all. So let's see how that goes. He hits airborne. He's the only one out of those four that go airborne. And he tumbles right into the fence, or into the wall and then up into the fence. We know how that went down. And then the last wreck happens way back here behind all of that. Basically what we have with the last wreck is, remember Alex Lloyd way back here got tipped by, here's Alex Lloyd right here. He was already slowing down early, and that's why Will Power tipped his tire. And he was going to lose control anyway after that happened. You'll see that. And then behind him, Buddy Rice is coming way too fast and pretty much slams into Alex Lloyd as he's losing control. And he, believe it or not, Buddy Rice gets so scary high. I mean, there's no other airborne crash I've ever seen go this high. I mean, he was in level flight way up in the air. So let's watch that real quick. So there's Lloyd, and here comes Buddy Rice, and up, and you can see his shadow way down here, and he just got lucky. Everybody underneath him got lucky too. And so that's the breakdown of that entire crash. It's actually 4 separate crashes that all just happened at once. And here's earlier I was talking about how Cunningham didn't turn down into Hinchcliffe. It was the other way around. Hinchcliffe kind of came up at him. You'll see that right here, right there. Believe it or not, Cunningham kind of keeps his line, keeps going straight, whereas Hinchcliffe comes out. I'm not saying that Hinchcliffe saw him or could have expected somebody there, but that's just, that's kind of how it happened. So let's watch that again. And he comes up and boop. And that started the whole mess. And there you could see Hildebrand launching over. I don't know how Patrick got out of this, but you'll see that. She just stays down there. And here's Mira losing control. There's Schechter about to get hit by Paul Tracy. And then there's Dan Wheldon. And basically, if I didn't mention a car or a driver, they either completely avoided the crash, or they may have been knocked out by just an overwhelming amount of debris that they drove over. That's pretty much how it went. And we can fast forward to some, here's Danica Patrick's on board. You'd see Vitor Mira, let's see here. I know Vitor Mira's back there some. That's, that's Howard. The 15 car of Howard. He actually darts down right in front of her just for a split second. She slows down just enough to not get into him, because he wrecks right away. So they come down. There's Hildebrand. And then the next one is on board with Kimball. Here's Kimball. You could see Franchitti avoiding this somehow. And now right here, that happened again. So we're back on board with Kimball. Now Mira is getting completely showered with all kinds of, it could be oil on the track, metal parts he's rolling over, and he's starting to lose control. He sees Franchitti down there and decides, well, I can't go any lower. Right now, he's lost control. He has no more control of his car. Meanwhile, Kimball is trying to slow down too. You could see the distance he's getting behind Franchitti and Dixon. And he knows, at this point, he's probably thinking, I think Mira might be out of control, so he's slowing down. And sure enough, starts to get sideways. He starts to turn left, and there's EJ Viso. And right there was Dan Wheldon flying over the top of them. And there's Schechter. Schechter's in the light green right there, number 57. And that concludes the breakdown of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If I mentioned anything wrong in this video, you could say something in the comments, and I'll see if I can fix it. All right, thanks.